Hey, it's Jay, and today we're talking about rendering in Autodesk Inventor, and specifically rendering still images of your finished CAD.
So why would you want to do rendering? The main reason you're going to want to do this is because it's a great way to show off finished CAD to people that aren't necessarily knowledgeable about the software. So you can just like have a nice, really nice looking image of, oh, I did this in Inventor. So, but the one thing about this is obviously be warned, don't do this all the time because it hits your computer really, really hard and it's kind of it's not fun. So if you're going to go to do this, where are you going to go? You're going to go to environments, and you got a lot of stuff here that are fun to play with. But right now we're going to go with Inventor Studio. Once this loads all the way up, that'd be nice. I don't know why it's a teapot, but it is, and that teapot is important though. So what are you going to do once you're here? First thing you're going to want to do is, if you're in assembly, you're going to have to set the appearance of every part in the assembly. We are not in assembly just because it's easier to render less complex things, such as just a part. So you may recognize this part from the yo-yo that we did in part design 2. So and then once you're here, you're going to go to up here and you're going to set the appearance of each, in the case of a part, face and what you want it to look like. So on Cash Money, we use a lot of aluminum, so you're gonna do that a lot, but be reasonable. Like if you know it's steel, use steel, because you can see we've got lots and lots of options here. But for this one, we're just gonna go ahead and go for polished aluminum because polished aluminum looks really nice. So if I can just go through and do that. It's a lot of little bits, which is kind of annoying, but nothing you can really do about it. It's kind of sad, but oh well. And once you'll be able to see if it's already aluminum. Like I'm not 100% sure if I did this inside one already, but if you go and look up here, it says aluminum. So yeah, it is aluminum. But if it's not aluminum, it's just default because that's the default material. Polished. Yeah, this is tedious, but you have to make sure you get all of the faces, because if you don't, there's going to be something that looks different and it's going to look really weird, and you're going to be annoyed because you're going to have to render it again. So it's just good idea to make sure you get all of it. This has a lot of parts because it's curved surfaces and yeah. So I just got one more actually. Here's the last one. Okay. So see, I clicked the wrong one. Did I even click any? I think I clicked aluminum flat, not aluminum polished. I did. That's the thing you have to make sure of. We have a lot of different kinds of aluminum going on. Okay, so once you're here and you've got everything all nice, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use your camera to adjust the angle that you want to render from. And you'll see why in a moment here. It's a good way. That's pretty good. I like that. There it is. And then after that, you're going to click on the teapot. The teapot is a recurring theme here. That's going to load up. And this current view is the view you're going to render from, which is why you want to make sure you move your camera to the way you want it. And lighting, you can change your lighting. It will make it look different. I don't, because I just use the default lighting. So, yeah. Then the other thing you're going to need to do is choose the resolution that you're going to render at. So if I want to render at 4K, it would be 3840 by 2160. It's just the resolution of a 4K screen. Now, I'm not going to render with that because that's a lot of work. So we're just going to render at 1920 by 1080 because I don't really know. Yeah, we're just going to render at 1080p, which is about a quarter of the pixels of 4K, which is why we're doing this. So in theory, be easier. Then you're going to just hit render, and this window's going to open up, and just going to let it churn, and it's going to be a pain because it's going to hit your computer hard. So you can see it's going, it's loading. This is a progress bar that'll very, very slowly fill up as you do it. And yeah, actually it's not going too slowly because I'm not hitting it super, super hard right now. This is pretty. And yeah, the more complicated your assembly or the more complicated your part, the longer it's going to take, which is why this is more complicated than the other yo-yo we did just because of the curves, but still not nearly as complicated as a full robot assembly, because that's going to take you a solid couple hours to render if you decide to do it. So you're going to notice at the end of this, there's going to once this progress bar is full, there's going to be another black. Do another pass is what it's called to make it look a little nicer. Because if you see like these little grains, sometimes they don't all go away after the first pass. You'll just hit it again. But yeah, so that's going. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna sit here and talk the whole time this is rendering because it's not going super slow, but that's still a thing. So yeah, maybe Sharyq just cut this bit out. Cool, thanks.